Social media is everywhere in 2024. The internet is quickly taking over the world, and it comes to no surprise that the main consumers of technology are younger generations. But why do so many people claim that the internet is destroying young people? Is it down to the content they are consuming, the impact of online influencers, or how much time they are spending online? It's no secret that children live off technology in this post-pandemic world. From online classes to online gaming, most children spend on average up to 8 hours a day on screens. It's also the norm for young children to be given devices while their parents go to work, or even while they go on technology. Therefore, some claim that parents are no longer parenting their children, but instead the internet is, which is a scary prospect.
According to the Mayo Clinic, excessive screen time in kids has been linked to loss of social skills, behavioral problems, less sleep or irregular sleep, obesity, and even violence.
As the internet and social media is still relatively new, being online for huge periods of time hasn't been tested for side effects on the behavior of humans, and to this day are actively being tested on young children, which is causing long-term detrimental issues. It's not just the children being addicted to devices, though. Social media fame is a growing sensation that is longed for by many people across the internet. Whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the list goes on. There's a growing issue of influencer families, where parents exploit their children to be in videos and essentially work for them every single day. The children may not have any issues with this and may even think it's cool. However, putting young children up on the internet for everyone to see is arguably dangerous.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we are obsessed with skincare.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course our favorite stores are Sephora and Ulta.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we wear a headband when we're doing our Get Ready With Me's. We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we don't have toys.
The comments have been turned off in this video, which could explain what people think about this type of content forced onto the internet by parents. This is literally child labor. They're no better than stage parents. We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course our parents traded our childhoods for money. They aren't child influencers. They're exploited children. The precedents these family channels set have an effect all over social media platforms, with other children thinking it's the thing to do. They're just like loom bands and fidget spinner trends back in 2014, but internet trends seem to have harmful impacts. You see, many young girls are also asking for skin products and anti-aging moisturizers for Christmas and birthdays, which is not what is expected to be brought for children at that age. This is again down to social media influencers and the Get Ready With Me trend on TikTok.
We gotta talk about how the kids are not all right. Because while personal hygiene and skincare, very important, by the time many of these kids are 10 years old, they're convinced they need to start anti-aging skincare routines. You got little kids asking Santa to bring anti-aging moisturizers in his sleigh. You've got Sephora's packed with kids who buy creams they can't even spell.
Then deeper into this trend is the urge from young teens to create thirst traps on TikTok, which are promoted by more popular creators. This involves an influencer making a simple move with the intention of attracting men to follow their profiles, and this video has gotten nearly 900 million views alone. This content is meant for a much older audience. However, with the amount of younger generation on the app alone, they participate in trends like these without considering the implications of their safety online. There's no predicting who will see the content and where it will end up on the internet, and it's very easy for it to end up with creeps who have malicious intent. It's easier these days to find young girls dressed in revealing clothes creating this content, which itself is dangerous. Social media influencers have a much bigger part to play in young children's lives than ever before. Content indulged by children can influence the way they respond to situations or just behave on a daily basis. Nowadays, there are millions of influencers out there, but there are significantly more problematic creators such as iShowSpeed. Speed has over 25 million subscribers, of which are mostly children. This reaction to meeting Speed is how anyone would react meeting their hero. However, as many children and young teens have no proper regulation with what they access online, some content affects children in negative ways.
Dirty as you dead ass.
If If young teens watch this for hours on end, they quickly develop the idea that it's the normal way to behave. Many across the internet believe speed has ruined millions of kids online, which is a bold statement, as perhaps it isn't speed's responsibility, but instead it's the parents' job. Most young people's day-to-day learning comes from the social media influencers they watch online, and when these narcissistic creators with millions of online fans are living in mansions, it's no surprise why young teens want to be just like them. And it doesn't help when these people are arguably raising Gen Alpha, while promoting and endorsing sites like OnlyFans in the process. It doesn't make it any better that many influencers encourage young people to look at girls in sexual ways instead of basing off their personality. Just by taking one look at a popular TikTok creator, Neela Jolene, who is under 18, and there are literal kids begging for the most disgusting things in the comments. Keep up with the Nike Pro vids. Come on, make an OnlyFans pretty girl, please. Absolutely disgusting. YouTube prank channels also tend to have underage fans as well, and their content is not healthy for the children to be copying. Like in this video called Getting Kicked Out of Places for 24 Hours, where two pranksters walked around shopping centers encouraging public distress and even held a fan meetup which got out of hand very quickly.
Don't stress, we're going to see a few fans, say thank you for your support. And then, chat with them for a bit,
They say the pound sign's turning me crazy. Just look what it's doing to me. I'll put 200 rats on his cranium and make his old friend want to put him to sleep.
1, 2, 3! Yeah! Tesco! What do we think of Tottenham?
Lighthearted, funny pranks that cause no harm are absolutely fine, but certain social media influencers have taken pranking too far, and it's concerning for their target audience of children.
YouTube pranks have developed a bit of a nasty reputation over the past decade. Whether they're propagating racial stereotypes, normalizing harassing women, or cashing in on traumatizing violence, prank channels are considered by a lot of creators to be an oozing scab on the back of the platform.
Mizzy, a popular TikTok prankster, has been locked up for 18 weeks by a judge who said his pranks were not funny and were motivated by his desire to be famous. This is the danger of this content style, as the impressionable young audience think that they can get famous themselves by carrying out these borderline illegal public stunts, which is completely false. Mizzy was also featured on an interview show, and his attitude to the host explains everything about his personality and his scary influence.
Hello, Piers. Long time no see.
What do you mean, long time no see?
Last time I hopped on your thing with my friend.
Oh, that's right. You appeared in the background, didn't you? When we were digging into
yeah, mate.
Okay, well, I'm not your mate. What I am is an interviewer who I'm curious about what has been motivating you to terrorize the people around where you live. Their business. You go up to women in the street and say, "Do you want to die?"
It wasn't a woman, it was a man, and she even
There were also women that you did this to.
There was women there, but I only say it to the man.
Right. You shouldn't be saying it to anybody.
Fair enough. But
Why, in the name of so-called prankster humor?
I don't think I've ever wanted to slap someone I've never met so badly in my life. When a child is never told no when they're growing up, this young guy should be a warning for all of us where society is leading. We can hardly talk about how the internet is affecting Generation Alpha without covering YouTube Shorts and trends. Shorts content consumption by children across the world has crossed 50 billion daily views, which is a crazy figure. Since 2020, kids have relied upon the internet for communication with friends and entertainment, but brain rot content has taken over YouTube. And popular trends like Skibidi Toilet add no benefit to children and are generally bad for their developing brains. There's even a term Skibidi Toilet syndrome that parents are claiming their children have after watching episodes of the viral show.
That being Skibidi Toilet syndrome. Parents across the world started becoming increasingly worried when they realized their young children sitting in laundry baskets singing the seemingly gibberish song from the videos. Across the internet, more and more videos popped up of children seemingly entranced by the Skibidi Toilet. Through this, mass concern started to spread among parents, mainly in Indonesia.
The issue isn't just on YouTube. Monumental companies like CoComelon also contribute to hyper-stimulating content featuring changes of scenes and colors every 3 seconds, making children reliant upon hyperstimulation as they grow up, hence the increase in problems in schools. In fact, teachers are noticing the differences in behavior and academia in Generation Alpha.
This Generation Alpha, bloody hell, they are a piece of work. Like, they don't listen, they're violent as hell. Their academic abilities are so much lower than I've seen in my previous teaching years.
It all comes down to technology and the internet.
They're incredibly dependent, so Gen Alpha incredibly, they're very dependent on, technology, because a lot of them started using it once they came out the womb. Within a year or two, they knew how to navigate iPads. I mean, I remember when I was a developmental therapist, I worked with students that clients that knew how to navigate iPads, and they were like 2 years old, 2 to 6 years old.
One teacher even said, phones are amazing tools, but their addictiveness of games and social media negate any possible positive uses. No matter how interesting and engaging, I cannot compete with the vastness of TikTok. So, is social media really destroying young people? Things need to change now, or this will become a significant issue in the near future.